We're here at the opening of the 25th annual Bagpipes and Bonfire Festival, a big outdoor party held every autumn by the Chicago suburb of Lake Forest to celebrate the city's Scottish heritage and its ongoing efforts in behalf of restoration of historic ecosystems like this magnificent oak savanna that are part of the city's extensive system of open lands. The festival is rooted in a tradition that goes back to the early decades of the past century, when a handful of Lake Forest residents started making the burning of brush and leaves in the fall an occasion for getting together and marking the end of summer. In a nod to their Scottish heritage, they often included a bagpiper. Then in 1988, the event went public and made a connection with the ecological restoration efforts that have resulted in ecosystems like the Middle Fork savanna. For much of the year, open lands crews and volunteers work in these areas, taking out aggressive non-natives like Eurasian honeysuckle and cathartic buckthorn, which invade prairies and woodlands, shading out seedlings and the wildflowers that lend them much of their charm. This produces a prodigious amount of material, and they started using this to build the house-sized brush pile that is the focal point of the festival. During the quarter of a century since it went public as a fundraiser for open lands, the festival has grown into a major event. And what started out as a modest backyard affair has grown into a spectacle with skydivers and a marching band of more than 100 pipers and drummers. Culminating in a monster bonfire blazing defiance of the equinoctial sunset. We are beginning our discussion of Fred Turner's theory of values here in Lake Forest, because his ideas provide an interesting framework for interpreting this event. What's going on here? What makes this such a stirring spectacle? Many things, certainly. For one thing, it brings the community together and celebrates its commitment to the restoration and so the perpetuation of some of the classic ecosystems of this region. But it is also consistent with the idea of ritual sacrifice, understood as making a troubling experience an occasion for the creation of values such as community, meaning, and beauty. In this case, that troubling experience includes the discrimination and killing involved in restoration, dramatically highlighted by a bonfire at sunset on the last day of summer, archetypal figures of ending and death. This is not fully realized in the festival. The brush cutting, for example, is not part of the event, and few of the spectators here have actually participated in it or in other work leading up to it. But it is one way of interpreting what is going on here, and it may well be one reason why so many find it so compelling. In any case, it's a good place to start exploring the ideas we will be working on here. So let's begin.